anxious attachment this, secure attachment that, anxious avoidant, blah, blah, blah. All of that are just patterns of emotional attachment to your primary parental figures. If you want to stop associating yourself with those attachment styles, you need to heal yourself from the parental figures in your mind. Whenever you do inner child work, the idea of the inner child work is to help you remove the previous authority figure from your mind and replace it with you. The frontal lobe isn't fully developed until like about 25, sometimes a bit later, like 27, 30 for some people. It just depends. What happens is that your primary caregiver, usually the mother, but it can also be the father, depends on which one you were most attached to as your primary source of care. Their conditioning, the way that they molded you and shaped you, is based off of what they deemed appropriate and acceptable, whether they had awareness of it or not. When you're doing inner child work, the idea is to distinguish between what is you, what is them, and create your own way of processing information around you, because subconsciously, when we're children, we're just picking up information and we don't know what to do with it because we're not being guided on its interpretation process. We're just collecting information, we're storing information, and based off of the reactions that we get is kind of whether we deem it good or bad. And most of us aren't taught the language of emotions. Most of us lack the understanding of the vocabulary of emotions. When we lack the vocabulary of emotions, then that makes us really unable to fully comprehend what an emotion means. And what gets us in trouble really isn't having emotions, because emotions are part of our human experience. We're emotional beings that sometimes think. And the thinking behind the emotion is what gets us in trouble. And in order for you to really master your emotions, you need to master the thinking that goes behind the emotion, so that you are not just reacting all the time. Whenever something that comes up that triggers you, you're able to catch yourself in the moment and calm yourself down. You're able to coach yourself into what's happening so that your nervous system isn't reacting. You're not outbursting. You're like, okay, this is this and this is this, and right now I need this. So that process goes through metacognition that you have to get to after you've learned all the triggers and awareness and all that jazz.